So, hi, my name is Chris, and I love the Gibson SG guitar. And I would say that I probably like it. It definitely it goes back to just when I first started playing guitars and getting interested in guitars. There's probably like three basic reasons I think that anybody likes a guitar. There's the kind of aesthetic reasons, like the way that it looks, and then there's artistic reasons, which has more to do with the way that it sounds, and then there's more practical stuff, like the way it feels when you play it, just the shape of your body, the way that your hands feel on the guitar. It's just individual stuff, and those all kind of intermingle. And for me, the SG hits the most of those three categories. I think it was early on knowing, and this is really silly, but it has to do with being a teenager and my understanding of guitars. I knew that everyone had a Strat, so I just was sort of like averse to Strats as a kid, and I understood that Les Pauls were really powerful and really nice and really expensive, and really cool guitar players used them, and so I think that was probably the first thing I ever sought out. But they're so heavy, and not difficult to play, but they're taxing on your back when you're standing up. And when I discovered the SG existed, it seemed like this way to get that Les Paul like beefiness without all the weight, and also this coincided with, I'm of an age where this 90s Midwest emo thing was happening, and the few images I was finding on the internet of this genre, everyone seemed to have an SG and like a JCM Marshall JCM 800, and I'm sure many other people will tell you that there are some other classic emo guitar and amp combo, but to me that was the first one I ever saw. I remember these black and white images of some emo band. I think it was a band called Thumbnail. It was like the first images I ever saw on the internet that was like, this is emo, and this was before everyone was laughing at it. So to me, I just thought it was super cool, and I associated it with a guitar, and that's definitely more aesthetic. But additionally, when I eventually got to play one, it turned out that it just felt more correct to me than anything else in the world. My hands felt right when I put one thing is like, it's a little harder to me to palm mute on a Strat, whereas the sort of Gibson bridge and tailpiece is just so easy to, it just fits. And then the SGs is so easy to play. And this is a 2009 SG standard, and it's just so perfectly lightweight, and when you pick it up, it feels, I don't know, maybe it's just psychological, but it has this light feather-light thing to it without remotely making you think it's a toy. Like, it still feels like this real, legitimate instrument. And so that is, I guess, other than the ridiculous, cheesy aesthetic reasons, it just seems to be the guitar that has it all for me. If I have to say that there's one down thing about SGs, I always point this out, and this doesn't really matter that much, but when you let them go, they sometimes slip forward like that. That's it, if I could say anything negative. Not that I have to, but then see when you're playing, that looks cool. That's what I'm saying. So when you when you go to sing and you're doing this thing, it immediately falls into that position. So it just has everything.